So I know that I said that we would have Maxwell and Faith and Brianne and me together, but they needed a break, and I don't blame them. So as you guys can see, we have been working pretty hard on making something pretty blue. This is the new Blue Forge Films office space. This is actually a space that back before Maxwell was born, so more than 18 years ago, was the first space that I ran Orchard House Press out of. It used to be lined with big tables and desks and giant computers and a huge bindery machine, print books. And then it just kind of became a private library, and then it became a storage space. And then we had a tenant that stored a bunch of stuff in here, like to the ceiling, and left it. Then when we had some friends that were in need, we took a week off work and cleared the space out and scoured it and let them rent it from us for a couple of months. And the only part that was really negative about that is that Brianne and I learned something, but I guess it's not negative if we learned something. And we learned that we don't share our home well with others. Now, as you guys, some of you who know us may already know that we actually had a roommate a long time ago, and it doesn't work for us. You know, I think we're two alpha ladies, I think. But so even though this looks like a little bit of chaos, you guys, it has been where we have been for the last week. And to be able to reclaim this space is so phenomenal for us. It's 600 square feet, 630 square feet. And it reminds me a little bit about, if you guys have been here, films, there's a large open courtyard with a magnolia tree, and there's a large building more than 800 square feet with 15-foot ceilings across the way. That's the Red Door studio. Now, Blue Forge Films actually was first in that studio, and that's where a lot of Ghost Sniffers sets were built, and that's where a lot of Ghost Sniffers was created. And also when Orchard House grew, at one point we had 6 employees full-time. But then we downsized. And interestingly enough, people said, well, did you downsize Blue Forge Films? Blue Forge Production wasn't there. We wanted to scale down so that we could open up welcoming other studios into our network. Because we were kind of like all these studios in Washington State, all of these little groups of friends and married couples, and they were running these studios, and no one was making their living this way. And we thought, you know, this is possible. You can make your living as a storyteller, but you have to be willing to say, I'm not going to do things in the way that everyone has been telling me to do things. So I guess we took some time to build our network and reach out to others. And now we have a wonderful community that we really love and who support Blue Forge Films. And we want to now kind of turn back to ourselves, to Blue Forge Films, not cut those now in what Blue Forge Films is. Hi, Daryl. Oh, see, I'm not here all alone. Hi there. So having an office space is going to be really, really important to being able to expand and really... There goes Brianne. She's popping out briefly to get more supplies. Oh, hi, Lauren. Oh, and Lauren and Daryl, I'm going to see you guys very soon. Talk about networking and studios. We'll be getting together with Lana from Beginning of Heaven Studios and Amber from Death by Meerkat Studios, and or Death by Meerkats, and We're going to be talking with Daryl and Lauren and Lana and Amber about a couple of projects that we're all on together. But so what we'll be able to do with a space like this, you guys, is we're going to be able to hold workshops for free because we don't have to pay rent anymore, and we don't have to pay, ferry and gas and all that kind of stuff. So I know that a lot of you that really care about us have been saying, you guys, you actually need to charge more, not charge less for your workshops. And that's really cool of you all to say, but you know that this last year we really fought to become a federal nonprofit. And I know that for some people that doesn't mean something. I don't mean the people that support us. I mean, some people become a nonprofit just like for the tax shelter. But for us, it's a statement that I don't want to teach the workshops or hold festivals how we make our money. I want our bills to be paid when people love our films, and they love them so much that they buy them on DVD or digital download and all that kind of stuff. That's what's important to me. I don't want to charge. People say, "Oh, it's your expertise." That's fine, but I don't think I can put it into words. I do respect what I have come to know, and I respect sharing of knowledge. I think that teachers should be paid, but that's not how I want to pay my bills. Do you guys remember wicker chairs? You guys do, right? I have kind of an obsession with wicker chairs. I think they should stay here. So this little room that I'm in right now is actually larger than it seems, and it is going to be kind of a meeting room. There's going to be tables in here, ups, and meet with folks. Actually, this February, we're holding a game design workshop here. We selected 8 folks to come and learn our proprietary gaming system, one of the specific proprietary gaming systems that we have. And we're going to teach them how to make a specific type of game, and they're going to get to make those games and then commercially release them. And if they do well, then we are going to allow those folks to then pitch their own game ideas to us, and our game division will release those games. So, we want to become a platform where all storytellers, gaming, books, film can really explore their own dreams. So these wicker chairs won't actually live in here. And what we have created here, we call it our vlog wall. I love this color. It's called Cobalt Glaze. And so if you can imagine it without the giant chairs there, you guys, because holding a phone to do the live stream, I can't really move stuff around too much. But we have some nice bar stools that are going to be there, and folks will be able to sit against their own shows, and we'll be able to sit there and hold our Hello Monday vlogs, just like today's, but like in the standard format. So we're really excited about that too. So this will become kind of our meeting room, vlog room. We have a beautiful whiteboard that's going to go over there, and this room has a lot of the longest time before, when we were just doing print books, the retail season would slow down and we needed an extra way to make some money. And I grew up with a mom who is a construction worker. So I knew my way around tools. And I decided that I was going to make harps for a living on the side. And so this was the room that I would work in for hours on end, making different harps and them. Mostly the most popular one was called the steampunk harp. It had timepieces and gears embedded in it, and it had a place where you could, even though hand. So that was kind of like a neat thing. I should probably show one of those off someday in the vlog. But so this room is already really special to me. We're going to leave these walls white and the ceiling white, but obviously the cobalt glaze will stay the vibrant blue. I don't know, I might leave one of the wicker chairs in here, but not against the wall. So let's see. Let's go out into the big room. I'll tell you guys the kind of things that are going to happen there. I like this door too. Like, we could be holding like a Hello Monday and say, and now our special guest, it's Daryl and Lauren coming through the door. And then, you guys would come through the door. Daryl and Lauren, just in case you were wondering. Oh, Too silly? All right, so this door over here, these are the completely unpainted walls. This door over here leads to the house and also to restroom facilities. And these walls will be painted songbird blue, which is this lighter blue color. Sorry, let me see if I can wait to get focus in there, you guys. So it's a little patchy right now because we have spots that are still wet. But in this room, so when you come through the door from the house, to the right and left will be the catalog bins of props. Now, as you guys know from some of our early daily vlogs last year, we have literally a 15 by 15 square foot room packed to the ceiling with props. So those are all going to be cataloged, and our good friend Amber has offered to even help us catalog those. She's very brave. And we're going to create a searchable Excel file for all of that. But all of those will be stacked along these walls, and they will actually all fit. So that's going to be kind of fun. Magic Tetris, I think. Then over here, we're going to have a station with a small, and then up above here, there will be some shelves with office supplies. This is the door to the outside for folks to come to Blue Forge Films. We are going to still ask that folks, make an appointment to come, just because some days we are really swamped, and if people just started walking in, we might not be able to keep up with our work schedule. But you would drive up through between the brick pillars and past the Iron Frog and through the orchard. I know it's so dark right now, right? You would walk through the courtyard and walk through the orchard to this blue door. And you guys might say, oh yeah, I remember that blue, but actually the blue door that was here before is another studio where Beginning of Heaven Studios is located, and that door is getting painted a gorgeous millennial pink color. So that will become the pink door. Since we moved in here, we decided this better be the blue door studio. It only makes sense. Then we're going to try to keep these picture windows as open as possible, get a lot of light in. I don't like curtains. So along this wall, Maxwell and Brianne will both have, and then over here, Faith will have a desk, and then I will have a desk. And in between mine and Faith's desks will be a table with additional supplies and equipment, but also a wonderful printer that was a gift from Death by Meerkats. Now, you guys may have heard my stories of my legendary printer, my 10-year-old printer that eats hair ties and one time ate my iPhone, and springs pop out of it and it keeps running and we have to break parts off a toner cartridge to get it to work. So I'm going to keep that. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to prominently display it on my desk just to bother Amber at Death by Meerkats. Just because I just think that sometimes if you don't bother your friends, their lives become too perfect, right? So let's see, what else can I tell you guys? I guess you might want to know the stuff that I promised that we would cover today. We do have some new subscribers, Diane, Maria, Susan, and Sherry. Thank you, you guys, and welcome. And we also want to announce a new location. So remember last week during Hello Monday, we talked about the next film anthology. And we said that it was going to be on the Bridge of Glass in Tacoma, where we've filmed before, but this time we're going to teach filmmakers about dubbing, about ADR, about how to film a short film in a noisy place and not worry about it, because you're actually going to re-record the dialogue after the fact, not in the same location. Well, we still found a noisy place, and we're still going to have the exact same focus, dubbing and ADR learning. But our new location is in Gig Harbor. It's a top secret location. We're not going to give an address, but what I am going to do is when this live broadcast is over, I'm going to upload onto this playlist, which is http://tiny.cc/Hello Monday, no capital letters, no spaces. And I'm going to show you guys a little video of the location that I chose. We're calling this one the Midnight Film Anthology. And even though I think we'll be done far, far before midnight, since it gets dark so early, there's something about this location that says midnight to me. And I hope that it's really going to inspire. So if you are an actor and you have never done a film anthology with us before, you may absolutely message me or comment. It's $25 to participate, and you'll be cast in a minimum of 2 of the films made that night. Now, if you are a camera operator, a director, or a writer, you can also participate for the exact same price, just $25. And if you attended the Wonderland Film Anthology, then you have a free pass into this film anthology, because you guys really helped get film anthology, and that meant a lot to me. So I wanted to give back to you even more. These film anthology events are really cool because we make between 12 and 20 short films, and all of them are at the same location. There's no rules or gimmicks other than it has to be at the same location, such as like a line of dialogue or a specific prop you have to use. So everyone gets to really be creative and tell their own stories, and we love that. Golly, what else can I say about the film anthologies? Oh, well, for the writers, for the filmmakers that come in who are writers, the commercial DVD, and you do have revenue share of that commercial DVD. Because again, I'm not in this to make money off other people. And I really want to show filmmakers that they can earn revenue from telling stories, because I don't want storytelling to die. That is a huge thing for me. And people say, don't you ever feel competitive? And I'm like, no, I feel irritated sometimes. I feel irritated when other filmmakers try to tell me how to do things. But I don't ever feel competitive with other filmmakers or other novelists, because you guys have to remember, I mean, that is really primarily what I am, as a novelist. But I feel competitive because I really am proud of my career in the fields I have chosen to pursue, and because each of us are different. We all have completely different stories to tell. So how can we be competitive with each other if we're all telling completely different stories? Let's see, let's go on to our next little point here. The office grand opening, that's what we're covering right now, you guys. And then on Facebook the other day, do you prefer DVDs or digital downloads? And I guess some people threw out that they like Blu-ray. That's great. That's wonderful. Blu-ray is super cool. That's wonderful. I'm not doing Blu-ray, you guys. But we wanted to say that in 2018, we already actually have our first batch that's been sent to the manufacturer. Our first batch of commercial DVDs have gone, and we have decided that at the new website that launches, I believe, February 1st, blueforgefilms.com, we will have both commercial DVDs and digital downloads available for people. Now, we're going to do it a little bit differently. Our commercial DVDs are cram-packed with bonus features, and they have prices like $12.99, $14.99, stuff like that. Our digital downloads, however, do not come with any of the bonus features. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is the way that works best for us. It's just the film or the series, and it's just $10. So the reason I decided to do this is, once again, going back to that whole federal nonprofit status, is that we really wanted to make sure that we were continuing to make our films affordable and available to all people. Now, all of our ultra short films, films that are under 12 minutes, are still available for free on our YouTube channel. And, oh, hi, Brianne. Brianne, you're supposed to be taking a break. You're not supposed to be here. So crazy. But, so all of our series, our episodic series, will still appear online for free on our YouTube channel, Blue Forge Films. And all of our ultra short films under 12 minutes will also appear on the YouTube channel for free. But short films, films that are over 12 minutes, or, up to featurettes that are like 60 minutes, and our feature films are not going to be available on the YouTube channel. Now, most of them aren't now, especially feature films. But what you can do is, for $2.99, you can rent any of them for 24 hours, or now for $10, you're going to be able to buy them as a digital download or you can buy them on commercial DVD for either $12.99 or $14.99. So we're really excited about that. We have something like 23. We have 23, a backlog of 23 series and feature films and featurettes that are coming out throughout January. Oh, January's almost gone, you guys. Throughout January, February, and March. All of them are being sent to the manufacturer. I had it up to, I was able to send 2 a day when we finally had to stop because we had to come down here and work on the house, you guys. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see, what other announcements? Emerald City Comic-Con. So as some of you guys may already, Blue Forge Films is going to have a presence at Emerald City Comic-Con this year in the tune of our incredible Black Blue is a series that I reached out and pitched to Abby. It just so happens that she was having a bad day that day. She had gotten turned down from having a panel about diversity. Said we don't our convention. Then you know me, you guys. When I go on Facebook, I'm usually posting something about the business. I'm usually not reading the news feed, and I know I should do better. You know, I should try to be more social. Like I'm really social. So let's see. And I reached out to Abby through Messenger, and I said, Abby, we have this project that talks about what Blue Forge does on every single set. How we cast specifically to break stereotypes in terms of race, size, age, economic class, gender. And it's like a panel format, like at a con, you know. And would you be interested in stepping in and being a producer and selecting the people who would be on the panel who can talk about race, diversity, sexuality, age, size, and science fiction and fantasy and film? And she was like, Jennifer, you just made my day. And that not only made me feel amazing, but it made me feel like I was coming home. If you guys followed the daily vlog last year that I did, a couple of vlogs I touched on the fact that when I was growing up, a lot of the women that made incredible impact on my life were Black women. And then when I was finally published, because you got to remember, I was one of those punks that everybody hates, right? Writing all these novels. And by novels, I mean between 50,000 and 200,000 words. And I was doing that from the time I was 10 until I was 17. And until I was 16, and I was first published by a major house. So that book that was finally first published by a large publishing house as opposed to a small independent press, which is what I had been doing up until then. It was a trilogy. It was 350,000 words. And actually, it was one book that was 350,000 words, but they cut it into a trilogy, which is fine. And it starred a 6'2" Black woman named Tiger, who was living in a dystopian world and trying to make the right decisions. And that experience with that corporate publisher, and I know you guys know these stories, so I don't want to bore anybody, but that experience with that New York publisher and the art they put on the cover and the way they treated me on tour, it solidified forever my feelings about race and class and age and size and all of the things that make humanity diverse. And it was so important for me that Blue Forge never casts with stereotypes. You know, our pastors, our priests aren't child molesters. Our drug dealers aren't, you know, thuggy urban Black men. You know, whatever it is, all of these stereotypes that Hollywood likes to throw at us, we don't do that. We break those stereotypes. Black and Blue, the series, which we just finished wrapping in December. Well, Brianne would know. I think it was in December. Abby got this incredible panel. Hiromi and Dominic and Mary and Ashley and, oh my gosh, I want to say Vaughn, but that's wrong. Oh my gosh, I can't, wow, boy, I suck. When I can't remember names, This is, boy, you guys, is it the paint fumes or am I just dead? But they did such an incredible job, and they touched on some really, really difficult topics. And they took something like 30 or 40 questions from the general public. So that was pretty intense. A version of the panel, you know, basically like a 2-hour version of this, and we have 12, 15 hours of them discussing major topics, all of these elements of diversity in science fiction, fantasy, and film. They're going to talk about diversity in science fiction and fantasy live at Emerald City Comic Con. I know, see, I came around to it, you guys. You got to give me a chance. And it is so powerful and so wonderful. And we're actually filming the panel, and it will become a bonus feature on the Black and Blue DVD, but you can see it live. You can ask the questions that you've always wanted to ask. And what an incredible feeling that would be, right? So it's Emerald City Comic Con, and it's diversity in science and fantasy. It's on Saturday. And you guys should totally look it up. And if you don't see it on their schedule, because there's some kind of Emerald City Comic Con glitch on their app or whatever, you should email them, you should ask. It's Abby Ebenezer is the host of the panel. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Now, last thing before my battery dies on my phone, you guys. Oh, Brianne, I'm so excited about the panel too. And Brianne is going to be there. I am not going to be there, you guys. So I want pictures, please, 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 please. And of course, it will be filmed. We thank Lana for that. She's going to be there to film. All right, so the final thing is a casting call. We have a series coming out that I can't say too much about, but it is actors who are voice actors, because it is going to be, let's say it's going to be animated. It's not actually animated, but let's say it's going to be animated for sake of ease. And we have one role left. And we would like to fill that role. The role is, speaking of diversity, is a Black woman in her late 20s, early 30s. She is a barista. And she is bisexual, so please guys, none of this attitude. I have people ask all the time, well, what's the sexuality of the character? Are you for serious? Do we really need to know that, guys? But she's a barista. She's an activist. She's very sassy. And what I love about the character is that there's like a porter girl who's always like coming on to her, and this barista just shuts her down like every single time. Like, no, you need to learn how to treat women. You know, you can come back to me when you learn a little respect. So if you would just love to do voice work for a sassy female barista character, this is the role for you. And the one tricky part is that we are going to be recording the voice work live. Even if you have the most amazing studio in your own home, or what are those called, Amber? A whisper room or something? Even if you have an incredible thing like that, you're going to have to come out to Port Orchard and record here with us. We're actually going to be recording here, like in this actual room, because you're going to be syncing your voice to the actions of puppets. Yeah, see, I told you it wasn't really animated. But the whole cast and crew will be here. So you won't be like talking to yourself. You'll be talking, to the other cast members. And that's going to really add rapport. And hey, it's Brianne. So there's our Hello Monday for today, you guys. I don't think we'll normally do it live like this, because now we have that wonderful and new. Brianne's like, Jennifer, you're not showing. Oh boy, I'm a mess.
There she is.
I'm a mess, you guys.
Both men.
So good. It's good. I covered everything. That's the most important thing.